Hello and welcome to another Magic Arena video. I'm xxviii, and today I'm back in Explorer and I'm playing Enigmatic Incarnation. So this was a deck that was brought by Yimin, sorry if I'm butchering your name, to Magic 30 Worlds this past weekend, and it is a beauty. Oh my god, it's got all the sweetest cards in the world. Fires of Invention, we all kind of forgot about this card, but it's still extremely powerful. Plays super well with Omnath. Enigmatic Incarnation works really well with this nice toolbox of creatures. You got like all kinds of removal on 3 here. So a lot of the time what you end up doing is like removing a creature with Omen of the Forge, playing the Enigmatic Incarnation, sack the Forge, get the Renegade Rally, or get the Forge back. Next turn, sack the Forge, get a Skyclave, and you can just remove threats for days that way. You've also got some ramp and some omens, and Yorion out of the board is just beautiful. This card works with basically everything in the deck. It's either drawing you cards, or doing damage, or removing creatures, or blinking Omnath, on and on and on. Agent Treachery is a lovable one of fun of that's going to be stealing lands, and we're blinking it all the time. It's just a beautiful, beautiful deck. So let's take it on the ladder and see how it does. So, unfortunately, my video audio got messed up for the next 2 games, so this is post-production. This hand, I'm going to keep it. It's a little close, but I've got early action and I've got my Incarnation to really put in the work here. Opponent is on Yorion, so I'm wondering if they're perhaps on the mirror. But you don't usually see a Godless Shrine from this deck. They don't play black that often, so a little thrown off by that. Thought I might have got Thoughtseize here, but it's a Thraben Inspector. So I believe this is like a white weenie Yorion deck here that we're looking at. Nice to draw a Sunpetal Grove off the top. We're playing Fabled Passage here. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do anything this turn. Hopefully they don't disrupt us too much, but all they're doing is sacrificing their clue, which is really good for us. That gives us like a ton of time. We have no pressure. Generally, if this deck gets time, it's going to win the game. It just gets too much value out of all the cards for it to really not. Get an island here that lets our, or not an island, a forest here that lets our Sunpetal Grove come into play untapped. Of course, we drew a Plains anyways, but, you know, still happy to just draw lands in this situation. And we're going to keep up our Omens here. I can play an Omen if they do something that's, like, actually threatening. I don't want to play an Omen on this Thraben Inspector. It's already gotten its value. There's no real need to hit it. And a surprise card out here, I got a Karn the Great Creator coming down. Nothing I can really do about that. It's going to come into play -2, and they're going to end up getting Bolas's Citadel. Not sure how I feel about that pick, but I don't know if there's any other thing they could have got that was better. At least that should, like, slow me down in the long term. I'm going to take this one without any resistance whatsoever, but I am going to Omen their Karn end of turn. I don't need them to go and get another artifact for freezies, so might as well zap that. We're going to play a Plains, and we're going to slam this Incarnation here. We've got the Omen to sack, so pretty happy about that. Unfortunately, I have the Renegade Rallier already in hand. And we're going to end up taking the Elite Spellbinder here. So I already know they've got one great target in the Bolas's Citadel. Not Citadel, the statue. But in any case, I know they can't play it next turn. So if they've got something better, I'm happy to wait on that. And they do have Wandering Emperor here, which is a threatening card. Extraction Specialist doesn't do anything. Phyrexian Missionary's also not doing anything. Portable Hull's not doing anything. So really the only cards to worry about here are the Restoration of Aganjo, the Wandering Emperor, and the God Pharaoh statue. I don't have to worry about the statue just yet. And I've also got Incarnation online, so I'm not that worried about artifacts. At any point, I can just play an Omen, sack it, and then search up something that destroys artifacts and enchantments. So I'm just going to make the Wandering Emperor cost a little more here. I believe they're going to go in the tank for a little bit here. They can only +1 Karn. They can't get another artifact since we did zap it last turn. And they've got 5 mana, which is enough for them to play the Restoration of a Ganjo. There it is. They'll get their planes. Not really worried about anything they could reanimate right now. And I believe they play the Phyrexian Missionary, just as a 2/3 lifelinker. Which makes sense. Most of our removal isn't really kill. It's a lot of exile more than anything else. All those 3-drop creatures, they all exile. So they do play the Missionary, just a 2/3 lifelinker, which is fine. We've still got our Spellbinder, which is going to let us take this Karn down. And I drew a Urban Utopia. So first things first, take the Karn down. And we're going to play some enchantments here. And what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to play an enchantment, and I'm going to sack it and a turn to the Incarnation. I'll draw this card. I'll just keep up the Omen mana. Play a tapped Jetmir's Garden. And we're going to get the creature that blows up artifacts and enchantments. And part of the reason we're doing that is to kind of bait and switch our opponent. Make them think that we've used up our enchantment removal, our artifact removal already. So they'll play the God Pharaoh statue, and then we can play the card that copies our creatures, the Glasspool Mimic, as we see here. But we're going to Knight of Autumn, blow it up, and then if they play the statue next turn, then I get to play Glasspool and blow that up as well, which will just put them very far behind. If they do decide to play Emperor or God Pharaoh statue, I can respond with an Omen so that the cost doesn't go up on me. So there we go. Down goes the Restoration. Pass the turn. And I think the right play would have been just playing the Emperor this turn, but they do go for the statue. They're going to attack first. I'm happy to take all this damage. Oh, they didn't actually attack here, but I would have just taken it. And here's the God Pharaoh statue. We'll play the Omen of the Sea. Just smooth our hand out a little bit more. Don't need the land. I think we are going to keep the Fable. Fable's looking pretty good. It also gives us something good to do next turn. We're going to have 5 mana, because we do have to play through the statue too for the duration of this turn. So Garden comes down. Fable comes down after it. We'll get our Goblin. We'll attack for 3 in the air. It's possible we should have maybe kept that up, but I think it's fine to attack there. So we sack. We get our Glasspool Mimic. Copy the Knight of Autumn. Destroy the God Pharaoh statue. And that's enough for them. They've seen enough. They're ready to move on. I think that's fair enough. I'm not sure what they'd have to draw to get out of this. We've just got like too much action going on. Double Knight of Autumn to blow up all your artifacts and enchantments. We just valued them to town. Alright, and already on to the next game here. We've got early interaction. We've got Fires of Invention, Fable, the Mirror Breaker. This is actually, I think, probably the perfect hand. Opponent leads on a Castle Locthwain. So that could lead us to believe it's probably some kind of black mid-range deck. And indeed, we do see the Blood Tithe Harvester come down, which is really perfect for us because we wanted to make our Omen of the Forge have some value. I was considering whether I wanted to wait on the Omen or just do it right away, but I decided to do it right away just in case they had something to sacrifice the Harvester and draw cards. Don't really want to give them free value here. Might as well do it on my turn. There's no reason to wait. It's probably the most threatening thing they could play that I would kill with an Omen of the Forge. Yeah, Kroxa definitely cannot be killed with Omen of the Forge. Here, I believe I discarded a Tolsimir. It's either a Tolsimir or a Fable of the Mirror Breaker. They're both decent choices. It's possible I should have kept the Tolsimir, especially if I'm gonna draw. I think I'm gonna draw out of my land problem. Then I think it's right to keep the Tolsimir. But I don't know. Fable's so good, and if I still do have land problems, then it gets me out of that. Next turn, I'm going to have Omnath mana, and I'm also going to have Fires of Invention. Opponent missed their land drop last turn, and they missed it again, so they're really behind the 8-ball now. We're going to discard a land here, not get too greedy, and play the Fabled Passage, Fires of Invention. But we're not going to play Omnath now. Since they played a second Harvester, that means they've got enough -1/-1 damage that they could kill the Omnath. So no reason to just run into that. We're going to attack with our Goblin, get some mana, see if they block. If they do, then we'll play the Omnath. They do not, wisely. So we're going to play Fires, and I believe we're going to play another Fable here. And getting these Fables online is good. If we can get the Yorion out faster, that's pretty nice. So ramping the mana that way is a pretty good play too. Would love to get Omnath out, but no reason to force it. And so opponent still stuck on their lands. They're actually going to end up sacrificing the blood here to try and find that next land drop. Which is good for us, because that means that the Omnath is no longer under threat of dying just to the Blood Tithe Harvester. So there's the sacrifice. They discard a Fatal Push. And I believe they've actually got a hand full of Fatal Pushes as of right now. Yeah, they do at least make their land drop. So we got a Kenrith the Return King, and we mostly just want to hit our land drops now. If we can get to 5, then we're really cooking. So we'll get rid of the Wolf Willow Haven. Unfortunately, don't get the land, but we do get, like, the best card in our deck. If we could land that this turn and steal their land, then that's over, folks. We currently have 5 mana. So we just need to attack with both of our goblins here, and then we can steal their mountain. Oh no! Yeah, they have wisely decided to Fatal Push one of our goblins. They just had the soul read on that one. Very good. But we're going to keep pushing on. We're going to attack with our 1 goblin here and get the treasure token there. So that brings us to 6 mana. Opponent is thinking about blocking. They do not. But we're just going to play Omnath now. Now that it's safe from getting got by Blood Tithe Harvester, perfectly happy just to play it now. And if we draw land, then that means we get to play another spell for free. Pretty much at any point here, if we get to play Agent of Treachery, it's game over. So really hoping to draw the land here. If we do, we'd play... we'd just play the Agent then. No need to mess around with Kenrith. Stealing 1 land should be game over for them. They can't Fatal Push an Agent of Treachery no matter how many permanents they sacrifice. So I guess they're thinking about how they used to be able to kill my Omnath with Blood Tithe Harvester, but those days are over, my friend. We're going to put the Yorion in our hand, because if we get to go Agent and then blink it with our Yorion, that's also just about all she wrote. Yeah, a few tough decisions here, just because the mana is just a tiny bit awkward. Like, we're still miles ahead here, but we've got just a little bit more than I would. We're just a little short of doing everything in the world we want to do. That was the world's smartest Fatal Push earlier on that goblin. And I believe we're just going to not do anything here, except for put the Yorion in our hand. The old bird serpent. Yep, and there we go. Bird Serpent to hand. No need to play Knight of Autumn, just pass the turn. And this is really where they got to make everything count. Like, this is your last turn to get into this game. They're going to kill the Reflection of Kiki Jiki, which is fine. Definitely pretty good. If we ever get that Agent and then Reflection it, that's also game over. Yeah, if we get to copy just about anything with our Reflection, it would be really hard for them to come back. I think at this point they just have to assume that we don't have anything of note. They're going to kill the Omnath, which makes sense. But that leaves us wide open to attack with our Goblin, get 7 mana, cast Agent of Treachery, cast Yorion. And we actually do draw the land here anyway. So Reflection online. We'll play this, and we'll do it tapped. Nope, I guess we'll do it. Right, we'll do it untapped because we need to actually pay the mana to pay for Agent of Treachery here. So Agent comes down, steal your mountain. Then we attack. Yeah, and opponent just concedes, which makes a lot of sense. And I mean, 1 land steal was probably enough, but they also knew we had the Yorion in our hand, so no need for them to stick around after that one. All they can really do is play Fatal Pushes at this point, and Fatal Push is not going to do it. Another good-looking hand here. We've got early interaction, all our colors of the rainbow. We'll keep this one. Lead on Ketria Triumph. I do want the green mana. And the red mana. Yes, this is why we want the red mana. I'll play Omen of the Forge. Just shoot this down right now. I don't need to be taking 3 or whatever it is. Whatever it ends up being. Unfortunately, I can't kill that yet. But I will next turn. So I'll play the Triome. And I think I'll Omen of the Sea because I need to find my land drops. Preferably an untapped source. Goblin Chain Whirler is fine. Should have good outs to that. That's just kind of a 4/4. Ooh. Okay. I don't think I can keep this. I need lands. I really want this Incarnation. But I can't just sit here doing nothing. I'll find other ways to deal with that. There's the Passage. Passage is better. So we've got... I could use another green source, I think. Play Fires. And do I just destroy Kumano faces Kakazan? Yes. Next turn I can put Yorion in my hand and blink the world. There's Thraben. So this is 6 damage. This is not an enchantment. Okay, these are not enchantment creatures. I think here I'll take it. Okay, that's good. That's really good. So we put Yorion in hand. Skyclave for 0. Say goodbye to your little Chain Whirler. And then we Yorion. Blink literally everything. I'll keep the Fires, I guess. You get a 3/3, and they're done. Understandable. Understandable. Fair. That was so sweet. Oh my god. Fires of Invention, still a busted card. We all kind of forgot about it, but it is sick. Alright, here's the kind of hand I'm talking about. Turn 1 Fabled Passage for Island, Omen of the Sea, into everything else. Let's keep it. Don't be a red deck. Darn you. But why? I thought we had an agreement. I'll just activate this now. I'm lazy. I don't want to think about it later. And I really don't want to forget. Alright, Omen will be fine. I guess we'll maybe want a wolf. Ooh. Burning Tree Emissary. This card is messed up. What are they thinking with this one? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is madness. Okay, what do we do? What do we do? I think I just want to ramp. I want to ramp. Let's ramp. Just being attacked for casual 7. You know. Normal stuff. Don't Embercleave me. You wouldn't. Okay, Burning Tree Emissary. And a 2/1. And a 1/2. Okay. Alright. So, the things I can do is I can play Incarnation, get Skyclave Mimic, or Deputy. I can get Deputy. Deputy takes out the Burning Trees. Can block Falcon Wrath. I take 5. Or I play Yasharn. And that doesn't do that much. Yeah, I think Incarnation is better. So let's do that. Go to detention, everyone. You fellas, you emissaries. And Knight of Autumn's pretty good looking here. My Titan. My industry baby. It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. We get a mountain with our Fabled Passage. It looks like they're playing my Fires of Invention. You got it. Ooh, I could take that. Alright, let's get the blue source. I don't have a blue source. Right, the island's over here. Alright, we want a red source. I always wanted a red source. I've been talking about red sources this whole time. I could play Knight of Autumn, blow up etchings. Doesn't seem good enough. If they draw land, they get to animate the Bugbear. What does that do for them? That's death to me. Almost certainly. Block, block. Block, take 3. And I do have in my Incarnation still. So I could play Omen, sack it, get Renegade Rallier, or Skyclave. No tax. Or I could just play this. Alright, let's play Yasharn. I'm running out of time here. And I kind of need lands that come into play untapped. Don't have any enchantments. So next turn I can do like glass. Unfortunately, they did draw the land. Alright, so let's eat the land. And block a robber. We go to 1. And now we need to play this for life. Gain 4 life. We'll play Omen of the Sea. See what we can CCC. Okay, Kenny is fine. Doesn't matter too much. I guess we do want Ken. No attacks. Sack our Omen. And does Rallier versus Skyclave matter? I think Rallier is better in this situation. We'll get our Omen again. Fires is pretty good. Fires is really good. I actually want this too. So Fires, we get to play. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. They're swinging out, sure. Uh-huh. And we're going to put this here. I want to get rid of that. That there. That there. That there. Don't cleave me. Don't cleave me. Don't think about it. Oh my god. No. No. Off the top. Just like that. Am I dead? I'm exactly dead. I'm exactly dead. Dead for exactly. Oh my god. We were gonna win that. We were gonna win that. No. Oof, this hand, we go first. So I'd have to be sacking Fabled Passage for red and have Omen up. I think this is a mulligan. It just doesn't do enough. This is better. Keep 6. And I don't need the Fabled Passage right now. Let's go with that. Decline to pay for Breeding Pool. Another red deck. Another sacrifice deck. Alright, we'll play Sun Petal Grove. And you're going to play like an artifact that I can blow up. Do it. Yes. Yes, queen. Alright. I'm going to play that. Really hope we draw land next turn. Destroy your Witch's Oven. Get out of here. Be gone. Are they going to sack the Witness? They do. They sack the Witness. And they get a push. That lets them be really mana efficient. So they're going to push it. And oh, you have to do something. No, this isn't going to work. Wait. Oh, yeah. Because the creature already left. My bad. Wait. They pushed, but not in their hand. Okay. They had another push, so they just wanted to play the Harvester. Makes sense. We're doomed. All right. No land. I'll just play this as a 3/2. And next turn I can go Fires. Omnath. No problem. It's definitely going to work. We're definitely going to draw land. That's fine. I don't care about my Rallier that much. So they're probably just drawing cards with it. Indeed. Alright. Land off the top. Not from you. And they got more action? Wow. Wow. More action. That's not a land. It's similar to a land. I'm going to put it on the mountain. Now we'll draw our land. Ugh. Okay. Take 4. Take lethal. And that comes into play tapped. Yorion to hand. Yes. 6, 7, we're dead. Alright, GG. Alright, we got Ramp, we got Fires, we got Fable. We're gonna have to keep that one. Again, possibly against the Mirror. Decline. And the Rakdos? No. What are the Nicol Bolas colors? Grixis. Grixis colors. We're up against the Grixis. Let's ramp up. Do want to draw some non-lands. That would be great. But you know, that's what Fable's for, right? Here's Fires. Here's Fable for 0. It's free. Goblins. Discard my Crumbum lands this next turn. Do I keep one? Probably not. Looks like they might have Destruction. Yeah, there's the Knight of Autumn. They're gonna blow up the Fires, probably. Yes. Indeed they are. Well, let's get rid of Triome and Crag Crown Pathway. Draw some real cards. Alright, we got white, green, red, blue. Alright, so we're gonna get that. Opponent thinks that was very nice. I agree. So we'll get green, green. Put it onto the island. Play Omnath. The Locust of Mana. Swing out. I'm okay to block here. And we've got Agent of Treachery up. Sure, Trial of Ambition is fine. Alright, Fable Online. Okay, my friend, can you beat Agents of Treachery? Take their black source. I do want to play this. Get to copy it with Reflection. They have to remove this right now. Otherwise, I'm going to take all their lands. Oh, looks like they forgot that this comes into play tapped. Oops, indeed. Sorry, my friend, but I'm here to steal your lands. Awesome. Playing this deck was a joy. What a blast. Oh my god, you just get to do all the fun things that you can't do in other decks. You get to play Fires, you get to play Incarnations. Just amazing. So fun. Has a lot of play to it, too. This is like a perfectly competitive deck to compete out there with the field. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.